Welcome back, everyone. This one is probably going to be my official first talking point. I know we've been experimenting a lot on the channel. I just want to see what everybody thinks about a new direction, something new. I mean, that's the beauty of YouTube for me, to be able to just freely do whatever kinds of videos I want and stuff. So I decided to do a talking point video for MultiVersus here. We officially hit the new season. We'll get into that in a second. But I did want to cover a couple things before we get started here. Um, Obviously, there's going to be some huge changes for this game, and I do have some important things that I want to talk about for this game and probably other games in the future. I've been having a lot of people drop into the chats of my streams and stuff lately, and even just other videos on my YouTube channel, and leaving comments that would suggest that there's something going on. I would say with the game itself, the games themselves, mostly with games that have multiplayer aspects with them and potential, I guess, free to play or pay to play kind of like schemes on them, which is kind of like Multiverses and even Ubisoft's game that they recently even came out to talk about. But yeah, let's get into the new season here. So we have something new that they've implemented here. They ripped out the ability to buy specific characters. We'll get into the more specifics, but you earn XP by playing matches online, I think, and earning XP in other ways. Obviously, you can get the character for 1,000 Gleamium, which is about $10 now. So, otherwise, you unlock them yourself over the course of time. That's a good thing, I guess, if it had started off that way. Me personally, I don't think I like it. But if you've already unlocked certain characters or bought them prior to this update, obviously you're going to have them unlocked unless they rip them away at a certain point. This is what worries me about games like this, is that it starts off good and then they start ripping up things and taking stuff away and putting stuff in and adding extra seasons and adding lower seasons that end up costing $9, $10 each and every season. I don't know how I feel about that either, where you like used to have, let's call out Disney Speedstorm. um, they had a whole season that you can buy that was like, I don't know, like maybe 60 days or something like that prior. The time frame doesn't matter, but it was set in stone. It wasn't split off into multiple seasons. And I think they did that to earn more income, more money for the preseason or mid-tier season stuff. Um, I don't know how I feel about it. Me personally, I'm torn in between. Uh, Obviously, I already have the fighters that I already have. There wasn't very many left for me to unlock. But had I known this prior to the update, I probably would have bought three last night when I had the money for it, because they ripped out the blue currency for the game. Now it's basically useless because it's not even existent there now anymore, which sucks because I had enough for three characters. That's kind of a kick in the ass for me personally. I think it sucks. Had I known about it, I would have bought three more, making the fighter's road even easier for myself. I'm not about to pay $10 for each character. To be fair, I was already getting the characters that I wanted to begin with. So that's one of the major changes. I think it blows personally for multiple reasons. But to each their own. Maybe some of you might like it, especially some of you haven't dipped into the game yet or whatever. If there's plenty of talking points on this video. I hope it's well received. Maybe you guys might actually like talking about that as well. Now we have the battle pass as well that had a major change. Also, I do not like. Now you just get costumes. Usually they had the unlock for at least one of the two or the three characters that they do per season. Unfortunately, that's not the case here anymore, and that kind of sucks. Um, it's all costume based. You don't get a character right out the gate. I mean, I bought this one not knowing right out the gate, but as I looked through it, you know, and it's a low season. This one's 34 days. They got to decide on how many days they're going to make each season. I don't know if I like the short season stuff that the companies are doing with a lot of games lately. They kind of force you to buy it more often in hopes that you're not going to be able to finish it and get the Gleamium at the end there. Notice it's 450 at the end there, but all the rest of the Gleamium is 100. So a good majority of the Gleamium there, which you would have got refunded back at some point, is all 100 up until the last one. So they're banking on the fact that it costs you Gleamium and you don't make it to the end of the season, so this way you don't get that 450 Gleamium, which actually is not very good in my opinion. That sucks, because what if people don't have enough time, they don't play enough, they don't have like 50 hours to put into the game monthly or whatever, or however many hours it takes each person. Obviously some of it's skill based, but yeah, this is the new season. Officially, rank hasn't changed much, but I have been having issues with some of the matches. There's not as much stuff going on with the matches as of late, so yeah, that's a little off. Um, it's harder to find matches, so I'm thinking, this is something else that I wanted to get into, is that the servers are starting to empty out. So the game is kind of dying just a little bit. Just a little bit, in my opinion. With that being said, they also added an extra arena mode. I mean, that might be cool for some people. I just haven't been able to find the match in it yet. You can't experiment. It's experimental, so we'll see. I'll try and mess around with it a little later. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a huge problem personally for me. Um, Not really liking how they changed some of it. We'll get into a couple riffs here just to talk about more points. I do want to talk about the potential possibility that this game might actually shut down. Um, I do think it's on the cusp of shutting down, as WB has stated that they are actually losing money on this game rather than gaining money, and it's a huge loss. So I kind of wonder what's going to happen with that. This is not the first game, not the first online game or even multiplayer game that has said something like that. We have Ubisoft talking about how if they don't get enough players soon enough, that they might not might not have the game for too much longer. So, it's not just Ubisoft. I believe another couple were talking about it as well. They hinted at if people don't play and buy stuff out of their game that they're gonna shut it down, which is kind of like bull. But I think a lot of games, what's happening is they're basically becoming more like mobile games. Mobile games constantly shut down on a lot of people. I think it sucks for some of us mobile players. Recently, Mortal Kombat got shut down for me. I was not able to finish it up story-wise, but that's unfortunate. Probably at some point going to be able to get up some of the stuff that I got, but it's not much. I think I got like 1 or 2 more seasons basically in the game. So that's basically done and gone. But that that's like kind of like the similar thing to like one of the Final Fantasy games that recently shut down as well, mobile wise. Not to bring up mobile, but I think we might be hitting an era of mobile presence there. We got to be careful with some of these online games and know that they might be very temporary. I know it's like in the fine print of every game, right? Obviously, you don't own the rights. There's a lot of that going on. You don't own the ability to go back into the game. So, they decide whether they like it or not, whether to shut the game down or not. And that's out of our hands, unfortunately. And obviously, whatever money you spend on games that aren't, even MMOs tend to get shut down from time to time. You gotta enjoy what little time you have in there, I guess, per se. Yeah, I don't know. We're having a little bit of a change in the industry. But yeah, we'll just try and wrap it up here. With that being said, what do you guys think about the new changes? What do you guys think about the way the industry is going, what direction they're going, etc.? I mean, you could leave comments and thoughts. Obviously, it's an open discussion. It's just a talking point video. No real, like, opinions, aside from, like, I'm not really liking the change, but I wish I would have spent some money last night, which sucks, because I was thinking about doing it, but I held off because I was trying to, like, stockpile it. And that blows for me, honestly. Maybe some of the rest of you might have saved up and stockpiled some of the points as well for it. The blue currency. I forget what the blue currency was called now. I don't think it'll come back.
Match point blue.
I think that's the end of that. And obviously the season pass changes. They're basically set and locked to just costumes now, and that's the last thing. We'll go out right here and talk about, like, each character is like 1,000 if you wanted to get them now. 1,000 gleaming, which is $10. So they essentially made it more expensive, but they gave you a way to, like, get them easier, I guess you could say. Well, I mean, I don't know how much easier than the points that they were giving you. In my opinion, I think it was easier the other way. It took a little bit longer, and I think the experience and stuff was going to take a lot longer on this one. We'll back out, and I'll talk about the character one last thing here before we lock it up. The battle system looks pretty cool. I mean, they meshed it out this way. I think this is pretty cool, where, like, I think it's going to get annoying after a couple times going through this, though, personally. I think it was easier when you could have just, like, kind of, like, I don't know, like, shifted past it. But yeah, one last thing, the store right here, we're looking at the full Raven thing for like $29.99 with the costume and everything. I mean, that seems a little bit pricey to me. And I mean, it's locked for 3 days, but we'll see if she gets added to the Fighter's Road. But officially, the Raven character is $9.99. There's no way to purchase this one, so it's just straight cash, obviously. That's one option. And the second option is to buy it for 1,250 Gleamium. Mind you, the Gleamium is actually $9.99 for 1,000. So you'd have to get 1,450 to be able to purchase her, not including if you get the Gleamium from the season pass, which is still about 800-900. That's just seems really rough to me. Not making any complaints, I just think it's getting way more expensive. If she gets added to the Fighter's Road, then cool. But from what I've seen, you hardly get any XP, and it's gonna take a lot of matches to get one of the fighters unlocked. Right out the gate, I got Bugs Bunny unlocked, so they gave me a free character, I believe. Yeah, there's Bugs right there. But that's all they gave me for what I had. I don't know if I really like that, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm sorry that this one stretched on a little bit longer than, I just had a lot more to say. But yeah, hopefully this talking point video goes good and you guys enjoy it. Maybe I'll make more. It just depends on, where we're going to go with it. I don't know if everybody likes the live segments that I have talking points on, or if I just stay on topic and do these ones instead. This is something new. I know it's fresh, new, it's different. Bear with me until I figure it out, Anyhow, once again, thank you all for watching. Happy gaming, everyone. And I look forward to hearing what you guys think.